know what the Enlightenment challenged?
No.
Okay, the Enlightenment challenged the idea that kings had a God-given right to rule rather than a government should support the people's natural rights and interests. Who was Father Hidalgo and what did he do?
He was a Mexican revolutionary priest. He is considered the foremost patriot of Mexican independence.
Yeah, but there's more. He was not peaceful and the Mexican government found him guilty and executed him and put his head on display to warn other people to not talk against the government. What is the name of Father Hidalgo's speech?
Grito de Dolores.
His speech was about freedom and ending slavery for the Mexicans. Who influenced Mexico to revolt against Spain?
American difference.
The year they got independence was 1821 from Spain. What did the all 300 stand for? It meant to start a colony in Texas to bring 300 families with them. They had to be Catholic or to change over to Catholic and be loyal to Spain.
And who was bringing them?
Stephen F. Austin. What did the colonists carve into their door before they left?
GTT.
What did that stand for?
Going to Texas.
Yeah. What is the difference between Texas colonists and Mexican government?
The difference between Texas became a part of Mexico under the Mexican Constitution of 1824. U.S. citizens who moved to Texas during the 1820s and 1830s became Mexico citizens. There were two problems. First, most spoke Spanish, but most Texans colonists spoke English. Second, Mexican law said that all citizens must be Roman Catholic. No Anglo-Americans would switch their religion. Third, slavery was against the law.
Good job.
What did they do to control Texas colonists? What did they do to control Texas colonists?
Mexican officials passed a law of April 6, 1830. It outlawed immigration from USA to Mexico and canceled all impresarial grants that had not been fulfilled, and slavery and custom duties.
Why did they enforce these laws?
Because they were scared that Anglo-Americans were going to get power and keep the number of Anglo-Americans down. What date did the Texans fire the canyon?
October 2nd, 1835.
What was the first incident of Texans and Mexicans shooting at each other with victims?
The Battle of Velasco.
How many delegates met in San Philip and what was the date?
56 delegates, and the date was October of 1832.
Why did they have this convention?
They were not fully pleased, and they also wanted to repeal the law of April 6, 1830.
1. Stephen F. Austin went to Mexico to show them what they had, but he couldn't talk to them because there was too much commotion. While he was gone, they had another convention in 1833 that said that they wanted to repeal the law of April 6, 1830. Amen. When Stephen F. Austin came back, he was arrested because the government thought he was being defiant and he was in jail for a year. What was the first battle of the Texas Revolution?
The Battle of Gonzales.
What did the delegates gather for in Washington by the Brazos?
The delegates gathered at Washington by the Brazos for the second meeting of the Constitution of 18. Did the Alamo serve as anything?
home to the missionaries and their Indian converts.
What was the Goldie Massacre?
The Goliad Massacre was the tragic termination of the Goliad Campaign of 1836. It's also an infamous Texas Revolution.